My name is Do Not Obey, and let's get started. Let's get it. All right, guys, welcome back. It's me, Do Not Obey, and let's just jump right into this video. Now, we're going to be talking about the Nazis and the occult. Now, in the Indiana Jones movie, it is I should know this by heart, The Lost Ark. We can see that the Germans were trying to find the Ark of the Covenant, and they wanted to release all the powers and everything that is held within inside, right? So a lot of people like me, when I was young, it really opened my eyes to the world and to what could be really out there. I did start literally imagining and wanting to research and getting really into Egypt and just everything Indiana Jones was dealing with. I was like little black Indiana, whatever. I was the girl version, right? So it says, but there could be more truth than meets the eye. The Nazis were obsessed with the occult. Some historians have suggested that the occult formed the foundation of the Nazi movement. So the Nazis only became the Nazis because they were started by occult. Allegedly. Now this is what this is saying, allegedly, right? Both during the era of the Third Reich and in the time since, people have had a lot to say about Hitler and his associates dabbling in occult practices. The Nazi symbol, the swastika, or however you say it, comes from the Eastern religion. Let's see. It also says that it is just one of many symbols that the Nazis used that can possibly link them to the occult practices that made their way into Europe. One of the top Nazi officials were Mr. Himmler. This man was in charge of the dreaded SS, okay? So Himmler was known to engage in the occult. He was very heavily in the occult practices. He followed the paganism of pre-Christian Germany, nationalism of the Nazi regime, and he was actively involved with black magic. Now I am going to do a separate video on black magic because it also ties in the occult and black magic as well, right? So he tried to practice necromancy, the magical art of raising people from the dead, which I'm going to say this again. My belief is that whatever Hitler had and what he was doing, the U.S. has now. All right. The center of the occultic life was placed in Wells. I'm probably saying this wrong, but I'm just gonna say it. Wellsburg Castle in the Black Forest of northern Germany. And I've been studying the Black Forest, and the Black Forest got a lot going on. Here, he and many other Nazi officials engaged in their occult practices. All right, so after Himmler took over the castle, he tried to establish it as an SS training ground, right? This effort ultimately provided unsuccessful, so he used it to train SS officers in much more narrower country areas, okay? All right, so I think that's where the myth of the Aryan nation and all of that gets started. Now, were they dealing with the Pleiades back then? I believe so. Were they connected to demigods and were able to communicate with them back then? I believe so. So let's see. So since his long teachings at the castle, he also had a scientific library. which made the work there, which made the work done there look like it had been solid, factual basis. So what it's saying is, when he got the castle, he wanted to use the castle for something else. He ended up turning it into something else that it was. But on top of that, whatever was underlying the cover up, it was all in there. Because of Himmler and his beliefs, the occult was at the heart of much of the SS activity during the years of the Third Reich. Now, of course, they're getting ready to try to take over or do whatever they were told in their minds, or what their goal was. Now, they were digging heavily deep into different items, different things that, to me, could guarantee full success, total control, and power. Whatever they were finding, allegedly, I believe the U.S. took. I'm just saying. All right. In addition to being used as a research center, okay, the castle was at the center of an archaeological investigation in the north part of Germany. The team of SS scientists used archaeology to try to understand pre-Christian and medieval Germany history better to further the Nazi worldwide view. So a lot of things have happened in the world. Has a lot of things happened in the United States? Yes. It's just been covered up very, very well. But when you get to certain countries and continents and areas where things aren't being suppressed, or they can't be suppressed, or it's too late to suppress it, or they're trying to suppress it now and the word's out, Germany had a lot going on, man. And they were digging into everything that they were finding that would probably change the way people looked at humanity. Because Hitler was open. The United States is open too. They're just, allegedly, to me, they're just not open to the public to release all this information. Because if you're working for the bad, you want all that magical energy. You don't want the good to have it. For what? To stop all this economic power and the children being taken and stuff. Pizzagate, Wayfair. We can get into the churches, but I'm not. Now, y'all can read my shirt. I believe this being comes in many different names. Now, the name that I'm more close to is Yahuwah, or Yahweh, or Yahshua. But whatever works. I hope this is a positive message. But you know what? This may not even be either. Who knows? I could be walking around with a pagan god on my shirt. I'm just saying. But my heart is pure. But shit. Lord, let me get back to this, y'all. I'm sorry. So their findings and their claims resulting from them, many which cannot be independently sustained, were used to build up the library at the castle. They were also used to educate the people in nearby villages about Nazi worldwide views and its alleged historical and scientific basis. So, I don't know if y'all seen that. I don't know if that was a bug or, it was. Sorry, it's a cricket. Hold on. Where'd you go, Daddy? Well, he's just hopping everywhere. There we go. Sorry. I'm not going to kill him. He didn't do nothing to me. It's a little bitty green grasshopper. He just hopped on up in my eye, honey. But where was I, y'all? I'm so sorry. I hope y'all like this video. This is everywhere. I normally try to be together, but dude, y'all gonna see all of me on some of these videos. I'm not editing out every little mistake or word slip. Shout out to you, big dummy. I love you. Thank you for not making me feel dumb, but laughing along with my crazy personality and word speech. Right. So anyway, so basically they were using the castle to not only brainwash, in my mind, their own people, but then the people around them in the village. And then they wanted to use that to get out to the whole world. And then that's when we can lead into MK Ultra and radio magnetic waves and stuff to control people, right? Right. So, let's see where we are. Now, however, in addition to all the things that Hilmer tried to position at the castle so that it would be symbolic and it would be a center of the world, like the place to go for everything you need to know, right? His purpose was simple. He believed that a giant apocalyptic battle would be fought in the vicinity and wanted to use black magic to ensure victory for the Nazis. Now, this is not the first time that I've read in history where people were at war and certain government officials had like a seer or a medium or a witch doctor or some type of item that guaranteed success. These items exist. Those who have them all are the strongest in my eyes. Who has them all? That's the question. So Hilmer is, of course, fascinated with sorcery and the occult practices, definitely adding to a colorful flavor to the regime's ideology. This is not my words, this is credit. Now, y'all can probably tell when I'm throwing in me, right? If not, then I don't know. All right. So this connection also brings us to Rudolf Hess, not to be confused with Rudolf Hoess, Hoess. Now, it says that Rudolf Hess was connected to Hilmer and Adolf Hitler. Now, Hilmer remembers him as an infamous author. He wrote a book called Hitler's So-Called Final Solution. He was a key figure in the Nazi regime and a powerful player in the German government. Now, with him being so obsessed with the occult and the occult lifestyle, it just put in more mystery of who he was in his life, right? So that connects us to him. Now, it says that the Thule Society was an occult organization that was so named after a mythical country in the North Germany that the Greek mythology spoke of. The Thule Society was founded during World War I by Germany. So like I'm saying, they were back there already. Listen, these people have seen or were seeing gods or beings, things that are bigger than us, more powerful than us, that may know more than us or may not know more than us, but may know a little bit more, because we're being shielded, dude. We're being lied to. So whatever. So, okay, so basically we've got that. So the Thule Society was founded at the end of World War I. I will research into the Thule Society more if you guys want me to do a video on that. So it just kind of gets into the organization where the Aryan beliefs came from, which is, I guess, started out the Thule Society, which was all the way back to the beginning with the castle. And before the castle was even created, to me as a research center, they were already doing something somewhere else. They could have been in the center of the earth for all we know. Admiral Byrd. Think about that, right? So it connects us to all of that. Talks about where the Aryan nation and all that through the Thule Society came around and how everything got started. So I am going to leave that right here because it just gets into the, the Nazis and, stuff that most of us probably were told in school, but, do your own research. There's a lot of more truths outside of facilities than in. I'm just going to put it that way. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And like I always say, guys, do not obey. Stay woke.